everybody, it's WB. I'm really happy to be with you again. So without any delay, I had something pretty cool I wanted to show you today, and that would be this right here. I'm sure a lot of you recognize this immediately as a Ruger Charger pistol. Maybe if I cover this up, it'll be more recognizable. There we go, Ruger Charger pistol. So I wanted to run through what we've done to it since I got it. Basically, as far as I can tell, the Ruger Charger pistol series is essentially a Ruger 1022 with a 10 or 10.5 inch barrel. They also have, this one has the polymer furniture. They also have these in a takedown version, which basically breaks it about in half. Actually, if you can, again, picture this not being here, it basically breaks down like a typical takedown would. It basically, the whole barrel basically just break down and come off. They also have them in wood, a variety of wood furnitures. And as it comes out of the box, it's kind of a quirky little animal. It's pretty cool, again, with it being built as on a 1022 frame. Basically, all the mechanics and internals of a 1022, as far as I can tell, just with the shorter barrel, you're starting off with a good platform to work from, basically. But again, I guess I can run through some of the pros and cons. Again, as it comes out of the box, it's a pretty quirky little package. Again, there's nothing back here. It's just a straight pistol. It does come with a threaded barrel. It does come with a little sling point, but it also comes with a little adapter. I don't know how well this will show with the lighting, but it comes with a little adapter that will allow you to attach a small piece of rail that fits the bipod that also ships with it. So it comes as a pistol with a threaded barrel with a rail attachment that you can attach the bipod with. So basically, again, I guess a pretty neat concept, but it's kind of a challenge to imagine any kind of practical use for that other than basically just sitting at a bench with a bipod shooting your pistol. I guess on the downside of it, again, besides its quirkiness and lack of a really clear purpose, it doesn't have any kind of fixed sights. It does have a section of rail here, so it would appear that the Charger, as it ships originally, is intended for an optic only. Again, it doesn't have anything. If it even just had a small fixed front sight, I think that would be a huge improvement, because it would allow you to have some kind of a rear fixed sight, even if it's just a small peep sight that you could fix on there. But again, basically, you take this optic off, and really, there's no way to aim this thing very accurately. So basically, I'm kind of experimenting with optics at this point. Again, with the fairly small section of rail here, you may be somewhat limited. I had a inexpensive Chinese little red dot on here made by Monstrum Tactical. Haven't had a good experience with that. Other than the size of it, which is perfect size, very small, compact little sight. It looked like it was decent quality, but it took me a really long time to get it sighted in the first time I took it to the range. Finally got it sighted in and shooting pretty well, and the next time I took it to the range, the thing just basically started coming apart. The tiny little screws that hold it together, as well as the ones that you adjust for windage and elevation. Again, everything's just so small, it's very difficult to do much with it. But again, just basically the optic part itself just came apart, and the dot was just jumping all over the place after just a few rounds through it. So can't recommend those. Probably steer away from them. Even if you're looking at inexpensive optics, it's very likely you could find something better that would be a better choice than that. So basically what we've done here is taken this quirky little pistol and turned it into something that's really fun to shoot, and also something that might be a little bit more practical. With the addition of this Copper Custom buffer tube adapter, I guess you'd call it, you can basically quickly achieve a cheek weld, which really opens up the realm of possibilities with this particular application. I do like to put the bipod on it when I take it to the range, just for, if nothing else, just to set it down. So what I've done is I've added a little bird cage flash hider with a crush washer on the front, really just for aesthetics as much as anything else, but I do like it. It looks pretty neat. And of course, with the Copper Custom adapter, again, that's probably not showing up well, but I'll roll in some pictures and some footage of it being installed. But there's a little plastic cap on the end here as it ships. You just take that out. a matter of just turning a few screws, really. So you put the adapter in. It does not come with a buffer tube, so you'll have to spring for a buffer tube. In addition to that, I've put a buffer-mounted QD sling attachment on there, which works out really nice. And so basically, you can just get your 1-point sling here. Imagine you could do a 2-point sling as well, and carry it that way. What I like to do when I'm shooting, though, is leave it over the shoulder, come around behind the neck, and then it comes right into place in a very economical way, I guess you'd say, very practical. And so again, I've had a lot of fun with this thing. I've come to the realization that in order to really be able to afford to go shooting on a regular basis, just with the cost of ammo alone, it's going to have to be involving a 22 long rifle, basically. Even the 9mm gets expensive when you start putting hundreds of rounds through it. So, so that's what we've got so far. I wanted to share that with you. I've really enjoyed this little thing. I did get the just the standard Ruger Charger model. I didn't spring for the takedown. You can still, with a turn of a screw, basically just remove this remove the buffer on the end and have it back down to a pistol configuration if you needed to stash it away for traveling or what have you. But again, I've really enjoyed this thing. It's a lot of fun to shoot. I recommend it as a economical way to get out on the range a lot, have a lot of fun, and also have something that's pretty practical. You could really use this thing for just about anything that you would use a regular 1022 for. I actually looked into the difference in velocity with a 22 long rifle round with the longer barrels versus this one, which I believe is 10.5 inches. And surprisingly, there's very little difference in the velocity. There's very little difference in the velocity or the feet per second between a full-size 16 or 18-inch barrel and this one. I mean, they're basically almost identical. I think somewhere in the 1,000 to 1,100 feet per second range between the full-length barrels and this little 10.5-inch barrel. So again, once you just add this little buffer tube extension to it, as you're probably aware, there's more and more options available as time goes by, as stabilizing braces that are on the market. For under $300, this is a lot of fun. And again, it becomes a lot more useful than just the Charger as it was originally designed. And once again, you can basically use this thing for anything that you could use a traditional 1022 for, and also have the advantage of it being in a smaller, more lightweight package. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've certainly enjoyed this little Ruger Charger project. Really nothing more complicated to it than turning a few screws and picking the parts that you want to put on it. But again, if anybody's interested, it's a copper custom adapter, something that's fairly new. It's been out for maybe a couple of months now. When I first ordered it, it was on back order, but they may be becoming more readily available as time goes on, and they may even drop in price over time. But that may not happen anytime soon, because I imagine this is probably going to be pretty well received by people who are aware of the options. So thanks again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks again.